meaning 38.25 lakh beneficiaries only in urban Bengaluru. Stand Up India, where loans between 10 lakh to 1 crore are given to scheduled caste and scheduled tribes and women borrowers. Bengaluru urban, 467 crores have been distributed, 4,429 beneficiaries in Bengaluru urban under that. PM Swanidhi, again collateral free, it is for the street vendors. They get up to 50,000 rupees for eligible street vendors, 1.25 lakh, and this is somewhat old number, it could be more than that now, 1.25 lakh street vendors only in Bengaluru urban who benefited from it. 62% of them are women, 31% of them are OBCs, 29% of them are SCs and ST. Jan Suraksha Ki Guarantee, which again the Prime Minister is very keen about, PM Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, which is a life insurance cover, which is only 436 rupees a year of premium that one has to pay, but you get the cover for your life. Bengaluru urban has got more than 13 lakh beneficiaries who have enrolled into this scheme, which means the poor are getting covered with insurance. PM Suraksha Bima Yojana, accidental insurance for 20 rupees only per annum. You pay a premium of 20 rupees, 20 rupees, and you get covered for any accident that you may face. Fatal accident, of course, the parivar will get something, but if you lost your limb, you get money. In that, 29.55 lakh people in Bengaluru alone have enrolled themselves to it. Atal Pension Yojana, which is a pension yojana for people who will get it when they reach 60 years, and that covers the poor people. 5.26 lakh people only in Bengaluru urban have benefited. New tap water connections under the Jal Jeevan Mission, 72,489 tap water connections have been provided in Bengaluru urban. 72,489 tap connections. Now, share of rural households with tap water, some periphery constituencies of Bengaluru urban, March 24, 2024, by the end of this month, 42% of rural households in Bengaluru area will be covered, whereas only 19.3% were covered in 2019. So the rapidity with which the coverage is happening is something worthy of hearing. Now, in the urban areas, again, Prime Minister Modi is ensuring that people will get some kind of roof, concrete roof above their head, some PM Awas Yojana, giving houses for the poor. 1.95 lakh houses have been sanctioned for Bengaluru urban. And for the rural pockets within Bengaluru urban, 2,987 houses have been sanctioned, and therefore a total of 1.95 lakh houses, 1.95, you can say nearly 2 lakh crore, 2 lakh houses have been built under the scheme. So, all India, the emphasis for women in such schemes is being explained. 75% of houses under the PM Awas is going to women. In Karnataka, 90% of PM Awas houses are solely or jointly owned by women. I'll just take a few minutes more on the guarantees. Swachhata Ki Guarantee. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, that big mission, all over India, 11 crore or more household toilets have been constructed. Whereas in Bengaluru urban, 28,075 household toilets have been constructed. Bengaluru urban still needs toilets in households to be built, and that's what Prime Minister Modi has targeted and given. In urban particularly, 3,122 household toilets were constructed in Bengaluru urban. Ayushman Bharat is one of the very big flagship scheme. 33 crore beneficiaries get all over India. 5 lakh rupees worth of cover for any medical treatment in the empaneled hospitals. From the 33 crores, I can see many residents of Bengaluru urban. From the 33 crore people who benefit all over India, 5 lakh beneficiaries are only in the Bengaluru urban area who have been covered by Ayushman Bharat. The other very favorite big item which I'd like to put before you for building an argument that because we have delivered on the ground, we are now giving you a futuristic thought on how India can get developed by 2047 and why you need to have hope and why that will be well founded because the given promises have all been fulfilled on the ground. Jan Aushadhi Kendras are a big boon for the middle class. The same medicine that you get for 100 rupees under a Jan Aushadhi generic brand, you get with the same effectiveness medicines for less than 60 rupees. I'm giving you an average, but in some cases it's almost less than 80 rupees for 100. So Jan Aushadhi Kendras have benefited common people. I want to say all over the country there are 11,000 Kendras. Bengaluru urban alone has 332 Kendras. As of March 23rd, I'm giving you 332 Kendras have reached Bengaluru. Total savings of more than 23,000 crores under Jan Aushadhi Kendras during the past 9 years, and I'm giving this as an all India figure. More than 2,000 medicines and medical equipments available through Jan Aushadhi Kendras so we can benefit. Karnataka has the second highest number of Jan Aushadhi Kendras across India. So you really understand the benefit that Jan Aushadhi Kendra can give for middle class, and that is why it has received that kind of a welcome here. Now LPG cylinder ka guarantee. All India 10 crore, over 10 crore, 10.32 crores of people are the beneficiary of Ujjwala scheme, which is a subsidized cooking cylinder, gas cylinder scheme. Bengaluru urban alone gets 30,220 people under the Ujjwala scheme. Food security, PM Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana, 80 crores or slightly more than that all over India. Bengaluru urban has 32.51 lakh people who get free, totally free ration at home monthly. The last of it, the 10th that I want to give you as guarantee, Kisan Ko Samman Ki guarantee, giving respect to the farmer. All over the country, 8.7 crore or slightly more than that farmers, of whom 22% are women farmers, get Kisan Samman Nidhi, which is given as 3 installments of 2,000, 6,000 in a year. Bengaluru urban has 35.67 thousand farmers who get Bengaluru urban, maybe in the peripheral areas, 35.67 thousand farmers who get this Samman Nidhi. Before I get to talking about a few other things, I would want to ensure and assure the citizens of Bengaluru that the funds from the central government to the state government, as per the recommendation of the Finance Commission, which gets appointed once in 5 years, and I know this is a matter of great interest in Karnataka, I want to make it a point to tell you in detail that every penny that is due to Karnataka, every paisa that is due to Karnataka is given and given on time. Tax devolution, meaning tax is collected and then it is from the center distributed to all states as per a formula given by the Finance Commission, tax devolution has increased under Prime Minister Modi, which is between 2014 and 24. Tax devolution in this 10 years has increased by 258%, which is 3.5 times more compared to the 10 years during the UPA. This is tax collected and given. Finance Commission also says give grants to the states. They are called grants in aid. That has increased 273%, which is 3.7 times more than what it was the previous 10 years. Sometimes tax devolution, monthly I have to send so much to the state. 2 months installment is given in advance so that the state can have money in its hand. Such advance payments of tax, advance release of tax amounts which have to go to the states, at least 4 times I have given it in advance so that the states should have timely money and more money in their hands so that they can spend well. I'll just give you the actual numbers so that you know the volume of increase. Between 2004 and 14, the money received per year was 81,795 crores. I'm sure some of you are noting it down, but I just want the number to be registered. 81,795 crores under tax devolution came to Karnataka between 2004 and 14. Between 2014 and 24, which is what I said earlier, 3.5 times more. So what was the actual amount which has gone to the states between 2014 and February 2024? We are in March now, but I'm talking about February. Sorry to repeat, 81,795.19 was the amount given during 2004 and 14. What is given now till February end? 2,93,226 crores. So nobody is boasting that we've given this much or anything. But to be wrongly alleged, accused, that you're not giving money which is due to Karnataka, I'm sorry. Please look at the figures. Look at the dates when the monies were received. And then tell us something which is specific and right so that I can respond. And I will respond. But when they've given it in time and given sometimes even in advance of the time, to just blanket mislead the people saying money is not coming, is not responsible at all. I told you, other than the tax, another one set of payments which come under the name of grants and aid, that increased 3.7 times. What was the actual amount? 2004 to 14, 60,779.84 crores. What is it now under Prime Minister Modi, 14 to 24? 2,26,832 crores. So I just want the government to please look into the papers, keep the facts, and do not mislead the people of Karnataka. All this is said by the Finance Commission, so I give. Finance Commission has not told us to give for state to develop their infrastructure, but after COVID hit us, and because we wanted the economy to revive fast, Prime Minister Modi devised a scheme. He said, please give states money to create infrastructure, to spend on ongoing infrastructure work, and give it interest-free. And give it for 50 years interest-free so that when they have to return, it will be 50 years by the time they return. No hurry, but give them now so that the economy can see a lot of groundwork in infrastructure building because it has greater multiplier effect. Since 2020-21, no finance commission told us this, but we've given it to all states, and Karnataka received under this category 50 years, no interest. You return after 50 years, you know the value of money being what it is, what will be returned, but it's okay, it might probably even get written off saying granted to the state. What was the share of Karnataka in that? 7,130 crores since 2020-21. Is there a recognition in the state's government now that even as they tell us something, I want to believe he is telling us the facts. But even as they say, do they acknowledge that the Karnataka state received this much, which was not part of the recommendations of the Finance Commission that was given to Karnataka? I want to pointedly address one more thing, which the state government seems to be churning every now and then. They churn it out with no fundamental fact to support it. The government here now repeatedly claims that 5,495 crores special grant was not released to Karnataka, and I want to very clearly state this before this August audience, that this is utterly false. Karnataka government states, I repeat it, and they claim that 5,495 crores special grant was not released to Karnataka, and this is totally false. The Finance Commission did not in its final report recommend any such special grant. And to repeatedly say, no, it was suggested by the Finance Commission, you did not accept, you denied finance to Karnataka, you are an MP from Karnataka, you are doing injustice to Karnataka. I'm sorry. The Finance Commission's final report did not have any such a recommendation, and therefore that is totally false. Now, because I'm talking about Finance Commission, let me put before you the net proceeds of shareable taxes, central taxes, to states under the various finance commissions. Some of which were appointed by Congress government, which were in power at that time. So, if Congress governments did not think about giving more to the states, that was acceptable then for every congressman. But today, when we give more, you are not just doing justice as Congress's hypocrisy. The double talk that they do. 12th Finance Commission. How much was net proceeds shareable? Meaning total tax collected. From that, how much was to be given to the states? Recommended by the Finance Commission, appointed in those days. The 12th Finance Commission recommended only 30.5%. It was alright for everybody. 13th Finance Commission recommended only 32%. It was alright for everybody. 14th Finance Commission recommended 42%, which was submitted after 2014. New government was set up immediately after that. 42%. Prime Minister Modi agreed and accepted it and is following it till today. No, it is not acceptable for us because we are Congresses. You accepted 30.5, you accepted 32, you didn't have any qualms at that time. You didn't say give us more. Now, when Prime Minister Modi accepted 42, which was the 14th Finance Commission's recommendation, and subsequently in the 15th Finance Commission, when after the J&K Article 370 division between Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh happened, that 42 became 41 because they both come under the Union Territory category. 41%. Even that was accepted and it is going on. Even till today we honor it. That's when you start saying, no, we don't get enough money. Your commissions, when you appointed them, they were giving far lesser to you. You had nothing there to say. but now is when you have issues. I'll also come once more. I'm sorry to pound you with numbers like this. I have a captive audience who are a thinking audience, an audience which will understand numbers and also say how the false claims which are being put by the current Karnataka government will have to be understood. In the GST collections of Karnataka, there's a lot of things that people talk about. I want to put this fact before you, and I won't take too long after that. I'll finish. The GST rates, GST formulation, GST payment, everything is decided in the GST Council, where the Finance Minister of Karnataka, as is the Finance Minister of all other states, are the decision makers. They sit there and take the call. So everything that is paid with the approval of the GST Council. Again, an attempt is being made by the current government in Karnataka to say GST itself is wrong, which is what their ever-launching young Neta of the Congress party keeps saying. It's Gabbar Singh tax. Gabbar Singh tax, a tax which in their government during Pranab Mukherjee's time as finance minister, they wanted to launch it, they could not, because no state government trusted them. But because of the tireless effort of Arun Jaitley ji and Prime Minister Modi, it got introduced in 2016 and it is running successfully till today, and the increase in the indirect revenue collection is going up month on month on month, and it is not because the rates have been increased on any one item. On any one item, rates have not been increased in GST. I repeat it. So the revenue collection increase is not because taxes increased. Efficiency in collection, cutting down on evasion, plugging loopholes, making sure more people come on board and become part of the tax net are all resulting in better revenue collection. So, to now say who could not launch GST, who did not also understand what efficiency can do to tax collection, are now saying prior to GST introduction, we had an increased amount collected, whereas now what you're collecting is far less, so GST is doing a disservice. That's the argument currently. I want to put that in front of you. They claim that the current claim that we are making, approximately around 15% is the tax collection increase. They say no, that's wrong, it's exaggerated. I want to give you the data that prior to the introduction of GST in 2016-17 and before that, if you look at from 2011 to the time when GST was introduced, the total cumulative average growth rate, CAGR, of states' revenue from taxes, the taxes that got subsumed into GST. So from then you start looking at GST growth. Earlier you saw growth in different types of taxes. There were 22 of them and some 7 cesses which have got included into the GST. So the rate of growth pre-GST was only 11.68%. So today when it is touching 15%, you are not able to accept it and you are saying that is exaggerated. This is also not much different from the CAGR of 11.34% after GST introduction in 17-18 to 22-23 despite COVID. So I want to very clearly tell the state government that GST is benefiting you, it is giving increased revenue to you, and very clearly the rates have not gone up, burdening the ordinary payers. One last word on the GST compensation. They keep claiming that compensation is not being given to them. I've said it in several times that once the authorized certification of the AG certified, the Accountant General of Karnataka certified receipt reaches me, we clear it up. And as of today, the full compensation amount of 1.06 lakh crores for Karnataka for the period between 17 to 22 are completely released, and there is no GST compensation amount due to Karnataka as of 1st March 2024 is there. I won't take more of your time because I think now is the time for you all to have questions asked. I will certainly distribute through some of your organizers the total number of projects, the amounts which are coming, the foundation stones which have been laid, the kind of railway corridors which have been done, and how much of money is coming in the name of railways. Average annual outlay for Karnataka between 2014 and 22 for railways alone, just for railways alone, is 3,424 crores. Whereas the average outlay between 2009 and 2014 was only 835 crores. So it is all right to compare and contrast, but keep alleging falsely. I have data to show you that now what Karnataka receives, and rightfully, it is not any language of patronizing here, rightfully, is far, far higher than what the Congress government gave in 10 years. There are 7 Vande Bharat trains operationalized in Karnataka, all over the country. 4 are operationalized in Karnataka, which connect Bengaluru, of the 7 which are introduced otherwise. You know the names. Kalaburgi Visveshwaraya terminal in Bengaluru has been set up. Mysore to Chennai, Coimbatore to Bangalore cantonment, Mangaluru to Madgaon, Dharwad Bengaluru, Hyderabad Bengaluru, Mysore Chennai are all Vande Bharat expresses. Metros, air connectivity. I was surprised to see 7 airports have been operationalized under the Udan scheme, which are very, for the middle class to get connected to the nearest big airport and from there fly out of the country. 7 such Udan airports have been operationalized. Belgaum, which was done in 19, Hubli, which was done in 18, Mysuru, which was done in 17, Vidyanagar 17, Kalaburgi 19, Bidar 20, Shivamogga 23. And 57 new air routes have been operationalized. Then Prime Minister also inaugurated the newly constructed Shivamogga Airport in February 2023. The new fantastic terminal in Bengaluru, about which all of us are proud of. And visitors who come to India surprised to see the state-of-art work which Bengaluru Airport displays. 5,000 crores have been spent on it. Bengaluru deserves it. Bengaluru deserves it for the contribution it makes and what visitors it receives. But after all, these are monies which are being spent on Karnataka, spent on Bengaluru, spent by the central government. None of this appears in the eyes of the current government. Oh, you've not given me a certain amount. What was the amount? Something like 5,000 crores, which was not part of the final report. But the several 5,000 crore related projects which are all spent and completed never find any mention by the current government. Just shows that their intent is to create confusion in the mind of the people and to claim that Prime Minister Modi has not done justice to Karnataka. I am sure you, the people here, very discerning that you are, will know what he's done. And I'm not getting into anything else at the moment, strictly financial matters that I've spoken. Whilst I sit and answer your questions or stay here and answer your questions, I'm glad to answer everything else which can be political and otherwise. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. May I kindly request you to please have your seat there. That was some intense.
The 2020 COVID challenge, which was no comparison to the global financial crisis. Global financial crisis of 2008 and 9 was limited to some countries, whereas 2020's COVID was across the board.
We had circulated a Google form to collect questions for this informal interaction. So we had received 560 questions from the citizens of Bengaluru. I have made an honest attempt to reduce the questions and compile it in the best way possible, ranging from infrastructure to cryptocurrency, from GDP to GST. We had questions from across subjects, but these are the two issues that were predominantly raised. First question to you is, Madam, what is your view regarding de-dollarization process? How do you see India's progress in near future in the global strategic leadership, as we are the 5th largest economy today, like you said in your speech? Please, ma'am.
There are several attempts to make rupee the currency with which we can trade or do payments. Several countries are in the final stages of negotiation. So I think that will make India as one of those sought after countries because of the stability of the rupee. And on that, the Reserve Bank is also working together with the countries. Our immediate neighbors are already on board. Many of them have started doing the businesses. Many African countries and even some Latin American countries are in discussion.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So, rupeeification is the way forward, is what you said. Thank you so much. The second question is, firstly, congratulations, ma'am, for successfully leading India's economy as finance minister over the last 5 years. Handling successfully even during the COVID times. Today, UPI is considered as the crown of India's digital economy. With Digital India booming, cybersecurity concerns are also raising. How do we monitor and bring online digital scams under vigilance?
In fact, I'm glad this is not so much in public domain, but a lot of work is happening. You have this centralized CERT-in, which is a body which monitors everything to do with digital computerization and also the safety, making sure adequate firewalls are there or periodically they are updated. Every institution under the Government of India, and I'm glad to say many other institutions under various governments, are being guided on an almost real-time basis by CERT-in. And they tell them as to where are the weak links, what are the kind of things that they have to be wary of, and periodically drills are conducted so that our cyber security is top on agenda. Particularly during COVID, I had personally made sure that the Reserve Bank of India, the banks, and all their computer assets are properly protected, because we were terribly dislocated. People had to stay back at home. Those who were running the systems had to remain somewhere and couldn't go back to their homes for 3 full months. And at that time, the challenges were very different. Challenges were different, although the core challenges were, as they are now, challenge to the security of the systems themselves. But the challenges were all aggravated also because the families or people sitting there couldn't go back. Were they giving adequate, nutritious food? Are they being kept well? Medical conditions and so on. So now that alertness continues, and every time newer brains are being brought in to make sure that there are newer cross-pollinated thoughts so that our systems are going to be adequately taken care of. On that, I want to assure you, of course this is an area in which anything can happen any time, but the efforts that Government of India is putting, and quietly at that, with every governmental institution, is absolute on 100% alert.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So this is what we mean when we say changing adversities
Even
into
the stock
opportunities.
markets, if I may add that, even the stock exchanges are being periodically tested for the way in which their systems are, and are they being kept well, and so on.
Thank you so much once again, ma'am. The floor is now open to take questions from the audience. You can please raise your hand and the volunteers will facilitate you with the mics.
Feel better, but then a lot of fear, a lot of scaredness about life, about their very existence has actually been cropped up in the society, which I have seen of late. And I would want to request to you that GST for the alternate methods of healing, other than the treatments which are being given in the hospitals, can that be brought under the exempt services? Because there have been many alternate methods which are there to the medical treatment, especially in the emotional issues which are there concerning depression, loneliness, anxiety amongst the people, which have been addressed through the Reiki energy which I practice, and of course the other modalities of healing which are there.
Right, ma'am, I get your point, but it has to be put before the GST Council. We try to do it.
Alright. Is there any document through which I can actually...
May I kindly request the audience to restrict to one question and keep it as crisp and precise as possible, and end with the question, please.
Good morning, ma'am. I am from the bank designees group. With your kind intervention...
Ma'am, can you please be a bit loud?
Okay. I am from the bank designees group. With your kind intervention and speaking to the IBA, we were sanctioned a pension for about 2,700 employees in the banking sector. And March 16th, the final approval was signed by DFS, but there is one very demanding thing from us, meaning all the other pensioners of the bank have been given retrospective pension and commutation benefits, whereas we designees, we've been segregated for no fault of ours, and we've been asked to pay back the bank's contribution, which is going to fund the next pension for the next 15-16 months. So in effect, we are funding our own pension for the next 15-16 months. We are not paid retrospectively. We've lost quite a few of our warriors in the process. Many have died even before they reach the age of 65 or 70. And we really have to pay to get our pension for the next 15-16 months.
You want to send a representation, huh?
Hare Krishna, ma'am. So in the 2023 Global Hunger Index, India ranked 111 out of 125 countries with sufficient data to calculate as per the last year's GHI scores. With a score of 28.7 in the last year's Global Hunger Index, India has a level of hunger that is very serious. So every budget, ISKCON and the Akshaya Patra Foundation looks eagerly towards the government for the financial assistance required. We have 13 crore children in our country who are eligible and government school eligible. Currently there are around 23 lakh children being fed every day through the Akshaya Patra Foundation. So there are about 12 crore 76 lakh children who need to be fed through the midday meal program. So we humbly request your support and intervention on this matter.
Hello, Jai Shri Ram. My question is related to the suburban rail. So in 2022, Narendra Modi ji has announced that within 40 months, the suburban rail will be implemented and the Bangalore traffic will be eased. But we don't see any development related to that, and we are sure that Modi ji will come for the third term power. So how do you ensure that this suburban train will be implemented and the traffic problem will be eased in Bangalore?
It was announced in the budget, it was spoken even by the Prime Minister. We intend to complete it, we will be committed to it.
Hello ma'am, this is Lokesh here from JP Nagar. So I want to give one suggestion regarding the sector-wise coding of transactions. So now most of our interactions or transactions are happening through digitally. So can we make it use the last two digits, the paisa, like 0 to 1 to 99. So we can use it as a code for segmentations, like first segment, let's say 0.1, that is for FMCG, let's say 33 or so for other sectors.
Send me your proposal. Let me study it. I can't instantly reply to it.
I once again
Okay,
emphasize,
sure.
requesting the audience to kindly ask the questions and not give your opinions or suggestions.
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Suchitra. On behalf of Indian women, I am here to ask a question. Because women, we have many options to choose our career, like entrepreneur, UPSC, and like a startup and all. Why they are at the back of political system? Even it is a service to India. What habit or what unique proposal you will stand? Because you are a honorable finance minister, that too woman. I am very glad to ask this question to you. Please give us the path to insight for women to enter the political system.
Well, in the panchayat you already are present and in big numbers, and that is fine.
Yes,
And recently in the parliament, 33% reservation bill has been already passed. Now it's the act which is the law of the land. So the moment it comes in, it is going to make it compulsory to have 33% at least women in assemblies and in parliament. So that is another window. Other than that, nothing stops anyone joining the political party and starting to work.
ma'am, what confidence you want to give for a woman to enter?
What?
As personal experience in your
What?
confidence you can give for women.
Well,
Confidence.
you have thousands of it. That's why you're asking this question.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. First of all, my name is Arpita Dash. I'm working in IT sales, and really happy to see you, first of all. And congratulations for completing 5 years, ma'am. As a finance minister, we are so happy to see a woman like you. And I'm a fan of you. You're so fiery, so bold as a finance minister, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ma'am, my question is, in this, if Modi government will win 3.0, Modi 3.0, what will be the top 5 financial reforms in India, ma'am? Thank you.
Well, that will get revealed in the manifesto of the government.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that you come and given time to us. Thank you.
Sir, can you please use the mic? or please wait until the volunteers facilitate you with the mic.
Good morning, ma'am. This is Sudhi from Bangalore, Korbungla. I have a question where a finance gets disturbed when a person is hospitalized or education. How can we streamline this one from the central body where the entire thing is not disturbed for a common man on the normal living day?
But isn't Ayushman Bharat aimed at that? Isn't education subsidized loans aimed at that? So it needs a bit of awareness and planning. There are some, as I said, schemes of the government which can help you to get over such crises, both as health and education related challenges that you may face.
Yes, madam, I do agree with that. But still a common man does suffer and he's not able to reach to the next level where he's supposed to. If we can have a single platform where he can reach, and the central government has always been supportive, no doubt on that. So which a single platform can help us to overcome that problem.
Anyway, without the mic, Jai Shri Ram, madam. One thing is, despite having 140 crores people here, we are having labor shortage on the one hand. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram, madam. We have 140 crores population, but still we are having labor problems on the one hand. And on the other hand, we have people telling that there are no, there are so many unemployed people there. Coming from a civil engineering industry, I employ the most unskilled people, and I am ready to give the jobs to them. But the main problem is your Manrega. Instead of teaching the people to fish, you are giving them fish. Can you look at it to stop that? And your 80 crores people getting free food is something that you have to relook at it, madam. We have made such a hard-working task force into lazy people that they don't have any incentive to work. Can you look at that, please?
Good morning, madam. This is Mahesh Krishnamurthy. I am a chartered accountant. I have a question. There has been a series of doles being given by different state governments. I understand that this can continue maybe for a few years. But for example, a free electricity or anything given, it will after all start affecting the maintenance generation of electricity over a period of time. What do you think would be the Modi's next government doing to see that these doles are given only to the person who deserves, not as a general thing? Persons who can afford it should pay. Or like you have come up with a solar energy project, I appreciate it. So similarly for other things also, for example in transport, how will the transport organization get funds back if it starts doling out free things? Thank you, madam.
Don't mind me asking you about Modi government. You're asking me questions, I'm willing to answer. So benefits which don't go to the deserving and kind of saving that we have through DBT, that itself is now, the saving has crossed 3 lakh crores because we give it to the deserving people and no pilferage is accommodated. Technology is transparency, so you can see who these people are who are receiving it. And because we adopted DBT for many of the central government schemes, we've now saved slightly over 3 lakh crore. I'm giving you a data a couple of months old, it can be even more now. So Prime Minister Modi ensures that deserving get, pilferages are avoided, and we also put before you what is saved.
No,
but one minute, let me answer, you ask me more if they permit you, but I'm answering your question still. So then after that, if you ask me, sitting in Bengaluru, sitting in Karnataka, where we have an elected government in power, which came with the promise of giving free bus rides, you voted.
Good morning, madam. Good morning, madam. First of all, I congratulate you. In 2014, in 10 years, 16.63 lakhs crores has been increased to 46 lakhs crores, 160% increase in revenue in the budget. First, I congratulate the government for this. My question is, you have talked about devolution of amount, quantum amount you are given.
The weightage you are given for the devolution are performance 45%, forest area, population 15%. See, the family planning in South India has been implemented in full. This criteria, it was included formed some time back. Now, at least for the 16th Pay Commission, this weightage for devolution of funds has to be looked into. Number one question. The second question.
Let me answer your first question. 2016. This is the 16th Finance Commission, not Pay Commission.
Sorry, 16th.
All right, one. Second, very valid questions. The weightage has to change. These weightage were based on data of some time ago, 2010-11 census. All that is very well. Tell that to the Finance Commission, not the Government of India. Finance Commission is a constitutional body. I can't, sitting in the Government of India, say to the Finance Commission, do it like this for Karnataka because I'm an MP from there, or else they're going to take me to court. I can't say that. Every state government will have to talk to the Finance Commission about challenges it faces, about how the weightage is going against them, about how they want the weightage changed. These are a good sitting with the Finance Commission and putting facts before them exercise, which the state government has to do. A state government which has got to do that with the current Finance Commission is screaming at central government, sir. I want you to please understand where to say what.
Another small. See, I have found in 2022, direct tax collection is 8.33 lakhs crores. Corporate tax is 8.3.
Sir, you can excuse please. May I kindly request the volunteers to facilitate others to ask questions?
Namaste.
We're taking one question from you, sir. Please, thank you.
Namaste. My name is Bhavya, and my question is, firstly, thank you, ma'am, for busting the myth about the Karnataka government, falsely accusing the government of not allocating enough budget. It's not just with Karnataka. I would say people of my age, all of them have this conception. That the southern states are the higher income generating states, whereas income from these states is being poured into the northern states, and there's some injustice being done on such a scale because that's a cow belt and that's a vote share and you're banking on that or something like that. How do you what do you call it, bust such myths?
No. I don't want to call them as myths. There could be an element of truth about regions which don't contribute to the kitty so much as, in proportional terms, as some other region. Why within Karnataka, do take the example, we are sitting in Bengaluru. Bengaluru contributes a lot to the exchequer, both central and state. But there are parts within Karnataka which don't contribute as much as Bengaluru. Now, Karnataka state government's resources are to be spent on them or not? Are they part of Karnataka or not? Do you want to also have Karnataka as a whole developing? And Bengaluru can still be better off than the rest of the regions. So what is the principle on the basis of which we want to argue? I contribute more, I should get more, be damned with the rest? Is that the principle? Or I contribute more, but I also may want more in terms of infrastructure, in terms of your railways and so on. Arguments will have to come in that form, I would think, because India is still a developing country. We need resources to develop all regions. After all, if Bengaluru has people who are all contributing to the fast growth of the city, there may be people coming from Karwar, there may be people coming from Chitradurga, Bidar or Yadgir. Do they need to develop these regions because they are contributing to Bengaluru or not? Similarly, I'm not even taking it outside of Karnataka. There can be people coming from Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Bihar, who come here, Orissa, who come here to work. Do they contribute or not? So to that portion, should I give or not? So come on, let us not mislead people by doing this inward-looking, narrow mindseted view of I give this much, give it back to me. Apply it even within Bengaluru city. Apply it even within Bengaluru city. There are parts of the city which still, that is why I said when I told you about Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, there are still parts of the city which has houses without toilets in them. So please, the government in Karnataka and many such other friendly governments will have to please frame this narrative. Where do you want this to end? I don't want money to be given by to Bihar because I am contributing. So why don't you build the toilets for those people who are living in some pockets within Bengaluru city who are still living like that? No. It is political argument. And I appeal to all the people of Karnataka to not fall for this. That is why I wanted to read out how much money is coming to Karnataka, coming to Bengaluru, what are the kind of projects which are being undertaken. Don't this appear to you? I'm sure it appears to the people of Karnataka, but only those sitting in power don't see it.
Madam, good morning.
With this, we come to the end of the interactive session. May I kindly request the volunteers to take the mics away. Yes. Thank you so much, madam. Regionalism and nationalism can go hand in hand. Thank you so much for your presence on this August morning. I thank RV Dental College for their venue support. May I kindly request everyone to praise for the national anthem.
It was a global crisis truly. And despite that global crisis, today India is the fifth largest economy, and we are hoping to take it to third. Today, India is the fastest growing economy, and it shall sustain being the fastest growing in the next few years as well.